What's going on, guys? It's UrAvgConsumer, and today we are checking out two of Lenovo's newest laptops. This is the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i, and over here we've got the Lenovo Legion 5i. Interestingly enough, this used to be called the Slim 5i. Slim part's gone. But here's the thing about Lenovo, right? They've been dropping a ton of awesome Legion devices. You guys saw a lot of them come to the channel. And Legion is making a pretty huge shift from being just a PC brand to a full-on gaming brand with their new ecosystem of monitors and a bunch of peripherals. And during this year's CES 2024, they announced even more like these guys. But there are so many options available, it can get a little bit confusing or maybe even overwhelming to figure out which one's gonna work best for you. So today what I'm gonna do is break it down. We've got some of the more budget-friendly options over here, and we're gonna go ahead, talk about all the stuff that you need to know, break it down so you can pick the right one for you. So with the 5i, you got like a more typical laptop design, nothing super aggressive or anything that screams gamer, but they did change around a few things. The ports that used to be all in the back, for the sake of the way they handled thermals now on the 5i, those ports are now gonna be on the side, so that's okay with me. You get quick access to them when they're on the sides, especially if you plan on taking this thing around with you. You're gonna want those ports available instead of having to reach for the back. But in the back, you still do have your power port as well as your HDMI port. Those are the kind of cables you don't want in your way anyway. And I really like Lenovo's approach here because what led to this was actually customer research where they learned folks like their power and HDMI ports in the back. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. And that little change of putting ports to the sides turned into quieter fans, cooler skin temperatures, and more power. So very, very good design choices there. But like I said, more of a standard looking laptop here versus the Pro 5i, which looks a little bit more like a gaming laptop. It looks like something that is a little bit more beefy. So you can see on the sides, they have way more exhaust for that cooling to make sure that this thing stays cool as you're gaming, which is obviously very important. But for this one, it's got the more traditional look to it. The ports are all in the back. You got a couple on the sides as well. But the big thing here is those exhausts are pretty much all over for the sake of making sure this thing stays cool. Pretty much think of it like this. You really like to game, you want the best performance, you wanna have something that's set up like this, but if you wanna go around and travel with your laptop, maybe use it in different locations, not just at home to game, this guy's probably more suited for that. Now, you know us on this channel, we're not gonna spend a ton of time talking about the specs and the numbers, but I will say these are very similarly spec'd devices, but there are some major differences that kind of make each one geared towards a different kind of crowd. Let's take the displays for example. They both have Lenovo's pure sight gaming displays, and with the Pro series, you're gonna get variable refresh rate, which is a huge plus for gamers. Both of them are awesome displays, can go up to 240 Hertz refresh rate, so they look good. You can game on both of these. You can also add a little bit more storage here, up to 2 terabytes versus the 1. Games are huge, so if you want to have a large gaming library, you can go ahead and have more than enough space here to make sure it accommodates that. Now what's great here is that these both have an 80 watt-hour battery capacity, which is definitely sizable. But they both benefit from this battery in different ways. This guy still has like that slimmer profile, but same battery capacity, whereas this guy does benefit from getting even faster battery charging. So they both have fast charge features where 30 minutes will get you 70% versus 80%. And in terms of a full charge, this will just take 60 minutes, so an hour, and this guy's gonna take 80 minutes. And as you might have noticed, these both have Intel's latest 14th generation processors with more multitasking power and efficiency cores. So even if you have multiple apps open, these processors should allocate the right resources to whatever you're prioritizing, like gaming. And of course, these laptops also feature Lenovo's LA1 chip, which brings AI to the table through Lenovo's Vantage software, and it will intelligently tweak your settings in the background to give you the best performance the laptop is capable of. Now, the great thing here is if you aren't big on tweaking settings, you can just let AI do it for you. Now, in terms of performance, these are both beasts of machines. You'll be able to do serious gaming on both. a little bit more serious on this side. Me personally, this guy works for me if I want to have like a gaming laptop on the go and I don't want to have something that's like, you know, a little bit bigger, a little bit maybe more cumbersome. If I want a nice and easy device that still performs really well, where you're still getting great frame rates, hovering well above 60 frames per second for most games, this is your guy. Now, there's another side to Judd, right? The Apex side. The side that loves to get on Apex, and in those moments, I want the best performance possible to make sure I can do what I need to do in that game. And that's where I'd be looking at the Pro 5i. Now with the Pro 5i, you'll get slightly better gaming performance right off the bat, but what makes this thing really special and kind of separates it from this guy is of course the cooling. Now this guy's rocking the Legion cold front, and we pretty much talked about all of those different vents that it has, all of the different intakes, and different ways for the air to go through the system to keep that performance up. With this cooling system, you'll be able to get that high gaming performance for extended periods of time. Whereas if you might be casually gaming over here, you might, you know, put an hour in, or maybe less, maybe more, a little bit more. This is meant for longer sessions. You'll be able to keep that peak performance much longer thanks to this cooling system. And in a world where every frame counts, you're gonna want access to all of those for as long as possible. Listen, those Apex runs can go for a really long time. So you're not gonna want something that's gonna, you know, get warm and maybe start losing a bit on the performance side of things when you're in those sessions. But with the 5i, it has Lenovo's cold front hyper. But what's pretty cool about this one is that it sends all of the heat out through the back and sucks in cool air from the bottom. And why that's kind of cool is that it keeps the center pretty cool, so when you're typing, you know, you're not feeling like this crazy hot laptop, and you don't have hot air blowing through the side vents where your hands would be if you're using a mouse. And the process is actually pretty dope because it's never been seen before on other gaming devices. So pretty much think of it like this: casual gaming versus pro gaming. It's crazy because I feel like a lot of us can fit in these buckets. Like sometimes you just want to chill a game, or sometimes you want to, you know, get 20 kills in one match.
Never happened.
Jay, come on. Why you gotta do me like that?
And you probably do it for the casual anyway, because I won't game for a long time. You're that now.
Oh, Jay, yeah. Come on, man. You shoot me right in the heart. Yeah, Jay's probably right. Overall, I probably sit more in this bucket, but in those few sessions where I really want to take the gaming seriously, this is definitely going to be the one I'd be looking at. What's also nice here is the portability factor is real. This is something that if you're in college, you're taking it from your dorm to classes, you're going all around with it, you're gonna want something that's like, you know, pretty portable and something that still has the power to, you know, get you through gaming, your classes. Maybe you've got some like engineering classes where you've, you know, got to make renders and all kinds of stuff. This is going to give you all the power you need for that kind of thing while keeping it nice and portable and easy to take around. I think it's kind of dope that the Legion series does offer all of these different options. Hopefully this helps kind of break it down a little bit so you guys can know exactly which one you want to go for. But you guys let me know in the comments which bucket you fit in. Mine was already exposed by Jay, so I'm over here. Can't help but look at that one though. But that about wraps it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be the cool guy, girl that gives the video a thumbs up. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace. I could game for long sessions if I want to, Jay.
I'm gonna call Abby to come.